Slimehouse TV, all figured out, myself Theo Kane, and we're back again for another toy review. As always, this episode is sponsored by Floston Paradise. That's www.fpcollectibles.com. This is a UK-based company that get all the sickest American imports, all the muscle figures, the Tim Clark Boglins, the ReAction figures, the Super7, the Monstars, all the coolest American imports that you can't get here in England, that you can't just walk into Forbidden Planet and pick up. They bring them here, you buy them, and you don't pay no import charges, which is nice. If you're like me, you're a big-time toy collector. I've spent many years pissed off because I've had to pay import charges for a toy that I've already paid for. Or clothes, or trainers, or hats, or anything else cool that I've ordered online. Speaking of hats, I think I've got fluff on mine in my eye. We'll get rid of that shit right there. Yeah, you don't have to pay no import charges. They cover the import charge for you and just send you the good shit. And they've got a website for the good shit. So send it out. And if you see something that you fancy, make sure you get it. You don't, I don't know if I'm going to get it this week. I might get it next week. None of that, because it'll be gone. If you see something, you like it, buy it, and tell them that Slimehouse sent you. Today's episode, we're going to be looking at something. I'll just bring them over. They're called The Worst. So I've got 2 of them here. There's actually a full set of 6 that you can get. No doubt we'll get some of them at some point and we can have a look at the whole line together. But for today, we've got 2. I'll look at this one first. This one's called Gas Phantom. Now, if you're looking at that and you don't recognise it off anything, that's right, because it's not off anything. It's Super7's own line that they've created. You'll notice with Super7, well, everything that they've produced pretty much, except for like the kaiju and things, all these kind of Star Wars size figures, they're all licenses. They're all stuff for like Alien. They do Predator. Or they do everything. He-Man, Street Fighter, lots of cool shit. But they didn't actually do their own line of these size figures until they released The Worst, which I think is really cool. It's one thing getting licenses and putting out your own toy, putting out like your own versions of existing franchises, but it's a really cool thing to actually take the plunge and release your own figure and your own character, and more people should do that. I like to see the creativity coming in. These guys, they had a sign recently at Comic-Con. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it said something like, we was raised on punk and monsters and zombies and horror, so we made it our world, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's on their Instagram, and it's fucking awesome. And it's very true. We was all raised on this. If you're my age, I'm 30 now. I said in the last video, I'm 30. Although I don't act it a lot of the time, I am 30. And if you grew up at the same time as me, you was raised on all that shit. You was raised on all that. Zombies, monsters, fucking toxic, melty, gross out shit. And bad guys and good guys and proper bad guys. 80s had proper bad guys. From the movies to the cartoons, we had proper bad guys in the 80s. So they've released their own line of just bad guys, which is very fucking cool, because I love supervillains and I love monsters and I love bad guys. When I was little playing with my toys, when I was a kid, the bad guys always won. They was always the coolest ones. So here we've got this guy, Gas Phantom. I don't know much about these characters individually. I've tried to do a bit of research, but I just found it was literally just that they have a toy line called The Worst and the bad guys, and that's all you need to know. They also released these in muscle figures, which are really cool, and I want to try and get some of them sent so that we can review some of those, because they're awesome. But this guy, yeah, he's called Gas Phantom, and the artist, it says here, he's called Ed Repcott. He's very good. He's got that Jason Edmonstone style that I really love as well, that old style painted artwork. We was having a conversation today on social media, and we was talking about how now so much is just Photoshop. It's just photos or Photoshop or digitally created CG stuff, and we've kind of lost that painted artwork, and I'm a massive fan of that painted artwork. It's kind of coming back in little bits and little shapes and forms and drips and drabs around. But Super7 are killing it by hiring the dopest artists to do the backing card. And it's another reason why I never opened these figures. And I mean, you can see it. You can see it right there. You don't need to open it. But that as a piece with the figure and the artwork, it's a really nice touch. And I love the style of the font as well. So these guys are the worst. They're not good guys. There's good guys, there's bad guys, and then there's these guys, and they're the worst. So just looking at some of the other ones that you can get, there's Snake Tut, Gas Phantom, which we've got. Black Falcon, who's fucking cool, who's like an undead skeleton warlord warrior with big horns and armor. Anything with a skeleton's dope. Robot Reaper, again, anything with a Grim Reaper is dope. And robots are sick as well, and cyborgs, and this is a Robot Reaper, so that's proper awesome. We've also got Battula, which is like a Dracula with a bat head, that's awesome, and then one called X2, the Unknown, and I don't know anything about him apart from he's cool. He's got like a mad, like, spiky dome kind of head with a big X on his head and on his chest with some kind of ray gun. A ray gun like the Gas Phantom. Maybe them two are brethrens. Maybe they team up and do crime together. He's got a thingy in his Oh, right, okay. So, like I said, I'm not going to open them, but I will tell you that he has like a tube, like a transparent tube, and that fits into his backpack, into his hand, and you can see it there. He's got something, he must be kind of firing some sort of gas from his backpack to fucking melt the faces off people. So yeah, we've got those ones. So I don't even remember what this one is. We've got Bachelor. There we go. Now this is the grayscale version of Bachelor. Like I said, he's the vampire with a bat head. He's the grayscale version. And then if you look at the ReAction font there, I can instantly see that that's a throwback to Palitoy. So Palitoy were the company that brought over kind of Star Wars in the 70s and the 80s. So they've done it in the style of that, which is really nice. This is a grayscale one, which is probably makes with it having that on. I believe this is an exclusive. Might be an exclusive. What I do know is that they've just got a load of these in Fhloston Paradise. So if you fancy these yourself, if you fancy the worst on your shelf, which why would you not? Look how fucking awesome they are. Again, it's got that Ed Repcar art. Very cool. I'm going to have to follow this guy on Instagram. I didn't follow him before, but I have seen his work around, so he must be on Instagram because everybody's on Instagram. Instagram is life now. So yeah, he's going to be on there, and he has like a cool staff with a skull on it. We said that with the King Boglin. He's got the skull staff, the voodoo priest style shit, and that's awesome. Oh, he's also got a vinyl cape. Just like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader back in the old kind of Star Wars line. So these are just such a sick throwback to the Star Wars figures. Like I always say, they're going to go perfectly on the shelf next to any of your Star Wars toys. We've also got ones like this, the Alien. All in that style, all in the size, all in the same size as the kind of Star Wars. So if you want to get some of these, head over to fpcollectibles.com. If you're like me and as a kid you was naughty and your teacher said to you, you're the worst. You're the worst in the class. Or out of my sisters and me, my mum would say, you're the worst. Out of all three of my kids, you're the worst. So own that, be the worst, and buy the worst figures. The worst are the fucking best. All the best people at some point in their life were the worst. I'm going off on a mad tangent like I do. But yeah, I really, really fucking like these figures. In fact, before we end the video, we'll just talk a little bit about the sculpts and stuff. I've been told, and I don't know if this is true, that some of these ReAction figures, they're actually sculpted by the original Kenner sculptors. The original people that sculpted Kenner actually worked on these. I remember we were saying before about how everything's 3D printed these days, and we've lost a bit of that sculpt, the charm that comes from a sculpted figure. If what I hear is right, and these are sculpted by the Kenner artists, which makes a lot of sense because they're so Kenner style, then that makes it fucking awesome. So yeah, they also come in a range of different colours, and I'm a sucker for colours. I wish they wouldn't bring so many colours of toys out because I'm such a sucker for them, then I need to buy them all. So I think them ones on the back, that's the main line, but they do them in all different colours, including grayscale on this Bachelor one. So yeah, if you want to get these, head over to fpcollectibles.com. I always say as well, before I end the videos, that if you want to buy anything from FP Collectibles, have a look on the site and don't and ah about it, because what'll happen is someone that didn't and ah about it, that didn't let someone tell them that they can't be buying any more toys because they need to spend money on bills and shit like that, they bought it before you and then you won't get it again. Like I said, these are exclusives. It's not like just going into a shop and buying a figure. You can't go into a shop and buy these in England. Very, very, very fucking rare that you would ever find these in England. Fhloston Paradise gets them. So if you go over there, you see something you like, just get it there and then. Don't think about it. You'll be way happier when that turns up in your mail, and tell them that Slimehouse sent you. I've been Theo Kane. This is another Fhloston Paradise toy review. We do these every Monday and Thursday, so watch out for the next one. Check out our Patreon, our Twitter, our YouTube, our Instagram, everything else, but for now, we're gone. Boom, boom, boom. As always, thank you so much for checking out the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We're also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And on top of all that, we recently set up a Patreon, so please check that out and find out how you can help us make Slimehouse bigger and better than ever. Don't forget to check out all the other cool stuff on our channel, and we'll catch you next time on Slimehouse TV.